So I want to do uh, a remake of the Plains start, and this looks like a good spot. It's near that town, so let's give this a try. Um, all right, and so what we want to do is, first of all, we always want to check and make sure that we are able to sell for 1 gasoline, and it's only 45 seconds to sell. So it looks like we are in a pretty good spot. So in this situation, the what we want to start off doing is raising eggs. So we are going to put our grinder there and put a trough on both sides of it. The reason why we need 2 troughs is that you need 10 feed in order to sell, and each trough holds 5. Okay, so once we get those made, we're going to create a ranch house so that we have a rancher to process our wheat and turn it into feed. And once we get this going, right now we're going to just go ahead and remove that, and we're going to put another, actually we're going to put another wheat patch, and we're going to put another well. The well is under Farm tab right there, and we'll put more wheat. The wheat is under the Farm tab as well. Okay, so now our farmer can process the wheat or grow the wheat. Our rancher will process it and turn it into feed with the grinder, and then put it in the trough. When we have 10, we need to sell it before the rancher has time to go and do any more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pause the video here, and I will be back when we have enough money to build a storehouse. We've got enough. Let me see. Okay, so we're short 1 piece of wood to build the storehouse. So what we'll do is when we get ready to build that, we'll create a lumberjack and let him fill up our woodshed with wood, and then probably delete him until we need him again, because it will be a while before we are ready to build the chicken coop. So that's what we're going to do. When I have enough to build a storehouse, I'll be back. Now, so I'm going to put a storehouse right here, and we want a lumberjack temporarily so that we can fill our woodshed up, and then we'll delete him for the time being because we want our trees to have time to grow back. We don't want them to keep picking them after the warehouse or the woodshed is full. So that's going to be our plan. So this is going to take a few minutes. I'm going to pause the video again, and I'm not going to show that part, but to remove the lumberjack house, if you don't know, you just click on it and hit the little bomb down there to remove it. We'll get $625 back from that. So I'll be back. Okay, we have over 30K now, and our town is only taking $60 per minute to run. So I am going to go ahead and create my chicken house. I'm doing it right here where it'll be easy access to these troughs, and it will also have one water, 1, 2 over, and it will be easy access to this, and she will be able to take the eggs easily and bring wood. So this is as close as I want to get. You could be closer. You could be right here, but the pollution from the fuel storage, in fact, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this spot is out of reach of the pollution. Okay, so if you put it over here, it would slow your egg making down, which you really don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and build it. However, in order to have money to run on while I start making eggs, I need to sell feed one more time. So before I activate this, I will sell feed. Then I will go ahead and activate this. And when we are low on wood, I will, or I'll just come back after I activate it so that you can see how it's working in this spot. I'll be right back. Okay, we have sent off our feed to be sold. There's the money. Now we can activate our coop. If you had activated it by mistake, which can be easy to do if you're impatient, you just click it and you're like, what's going on with it? Anyway, if you had, you could stop it. And without that last wheat sale or that last feed sale, we would be running out of money. So if you do that by mistake, just stop it and then go ahead and do the wheat sale and the feed sale rather. I keep saying wheat. So what I'm going to do is when I am down to my last 1 or 2 pieces of wood, I will bring back a lumberjack, and I'll probably put him right there. And hopefully I will have the money at that point. If I don't, I will have to stop the chickens, and I think I'll have the money. It seems like they're going pretty quick, at least initially, but we'll see. But if I don't have the money, I'll have to stop the chickens, make feed one more time, and go that route. So I'll be back. Okay, she's about to give the chickens a piece of wood. So I think we're at a good place to bring back our lumberjack, and hopefully he will drop the wood off at the chicken house if they're ready for it when he goes by. So hopefully that will be the case some of the time, and make, help to speed up the process, but it may not be. So I'm just going to keep this set up. I might add a tree, at least one, and maybe a farmer, and maybe some wells. But as I add things, I will come back real quick and let you see what I'm doing. So right now I'm just going to try and sell eggs. All right, I just wanted to show you the first egg sale. We are fairly close. We also have low wages. We have low money, but we have low wages. So we could actually go about 4.5 more minutes before we were in really dire straits. So right now she's bringing over our 10th egg. So we are going to sell eggs, and I will continue to sell eggs for let's see, 16. We get about 16,000 every time, so it'll probably be about 3 more times, and then I'll be back. Okay, we have sold eggs twice and got a little bit of cash on hand. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the beginning, but I'm trying to get away from this ranching. I don't love the ranching aspect of things. And I want to get into growing grapes, even though they've nerfed the grapes and what you get price wise or cash wise when you sell them. You still get for 10 grapes, you still get 200 points when you sell them, but now you only get 28K. But we're going to see if we can make this work with 28K. I don't believe I've tried it before, so this will be new for everybody. Okay, so I like to keep my gas making facility over in the corner. That way it won't affect when we build out like grapes or anything else we want to put around here. It won't be affected. So we'll have a power plant here, a water pump, a pond, and then we'll have the other water pump here. Now, we want to put our lumber mill in a spot so that we can, even though I am going to initially delete it, we'll build it back here when we build it back. But right now, this is where we're going to put our lumber mill. So I need a road to be right here. And ideally, across from that, we would have a wood shed or something like that. But right now, since all this is temporary, I am just going to, right here, I'm going to put a warehouse. And the warehouse will be for collecting water drums, and energy, because we need 1 water drum and 2 energy per piece of lumber that we create. And so what I will do is I'm going to remove this piece of wheat because we are doing fine on wheat, but we are starting to run a little bit low on trees. If I need a tree, I'll plant one probably right here. In fact, it probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and just plant it. And so once we get the warehouse built, we also need a wind turbine. If I put a worker house right here temporarily, then we can put a wind turbine right here. And we're also going to need a water facility to fill this up with, partly up with water. Probably 10 or 15 water should be fine. Maybe even 18, and just leave like 2 for energy. We actually have the funds to do that. It only takes 1 wood. This takes 3 wood. So we can go ahead and put our water facility. Let's cancel this for the minute, and we'll put it back there after we collect water. After I fill this up with about 15 water, I will stop this water facility and destroy it. Then we will put our wind turbine there and a worker here and collect a couple energy, and then we'll be planning to build our lumber mill. So that's where we are. I'll be back. All right, so I have sent off, I'm going to stop the chickens. That way she don't give them any more of our wood. We're just now getting back our sale from our last sale of eggs. So what we're going to do is get rid of all of this stuff. But first, let's get our worker being built over here, because we need to start collecting some energy in this warehouse. We've got 15 water. Then I deleted the water facility. Okay, so we have sold all of our eggs. We have enough to just go ahead and get rid of the egg making process. We're going to get rid of the chicken house, the rancher, the storehouse, and the grinder, and 2 troughs. And what I did, make note of this if you're following along, is that wheat field that was here, I just went ahead, he had the silo full of wheat. So, and there's also all this feed around pasture that they can eat on. So I just went ahead and deleted that so that the water would be focused on the the trees. And so now what we want to do is build a lumber mill. And I explained the reason why we're building it over here. We're going to end up deleting it, I think, so that we can plant more grapes. But for now, let me see something here. 1, 2, 3. So this spot and this spot are going to be shaded unless we move our silo. And I think it's cheaper to move the silo than it would be to remove a tree or a rock, because the rock is $40K to remove. A tree is $15K. Notice that's in red and not green. Like this is where you get money when you remove something. That's where you pay money. So what I kind of want to do is maybe move our silo over here. Let me count that out. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that would be just beyond the, that would be a good spot. So it's going to end up costing us, we get $7,500 back for this. And then it's going to cost $10,000 for another one. So we're spending $2,500 plus 5 wood. The wood is really the expensive part of that transaction because we don't have tons of wood. And in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and, well, we're going to need to move a lot of stuff. We're going to need to move this farmer. Let's just remove this one and put one up here. Let me see something. Hold on. If we put one here, 1, 2, over. Nope. That would be too close. We're going to put one up here. And if we need to put 2 farmers, we can just make them right across the street from each other. So let's put a farmer so we can get that this situation taken care of. Right now, we're going to just put 3 trees by the pond, and actually right now we'll just have 2. We've already got 3 energy collected, and we're not, if it gets that lumber mill built, we're not going to go ahead and start it. Okay, so you can see all of our trees. Oh, there's a tree. All of our trees are pretty much picked and growing. So they will sporadically give us lumber, or wood, but we're going to count heavily on these. And I'm going to end up, to put grapes here, I'm going to end up deleting these. So I probably need to create a couple more. maybe even create a couple down below or down below right here, and just have I'm counting 3. We got we can put 4 by that one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 by this, 5, 6 if we remove these. So we're going to go ahead and once he gets caught up on building a little bit, we are going to add a couple of wells to this as well. If this video is starting out a little too advanced, please watch the location video. That is like the very first beginner elementary part of the. Okay, so he's already got us 5 energy. I expected this to be a little quicker. I should have looked at all this over and thought it through a little better than I did. We're going to be fine. It's just right now making the lumber is going to be the hard part. But if we can get a couple pieces made and a couple grapes growing, then when we end up with like 2 more grapes or whatever will be at a part where we could grow 2 batches of 4. If we grow 2 to begin with and then 2 more batches of 4, then we'll have our 10 to sell for our first sale, which will be nice. I could go ahead and do another builder if I was impatient, but with these trees popping and him being able to get trees as we go, it's keeping us from being as wood starved as we could be. So that's not a horrible thing to take it a little slow with all this building. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but the grapes now only give us 28K for 10 of them, and that is the Pinot Noir. As far as the Chardonnay and the Cabernet, I do not know, and I believe those are the types of grapes that they have. Yeah, Cabernet and Chardonnay. These are obviously cheaper to buy and take a little less time to grow. These take 6 minutes, and these other ones here, the Cabernet, take 7 minutes, and the Pinot Noir, which is what we are planning, takes 7.5. So if you try either one of these. I'm sure it'll probably get you there, but I can't guarantee it because of the, um, how we're limited on gasoline. So the more that we get per cell, the better off we are. And I can try making a video on the other and see. Now, before we get started making our wood, I don't want to get in a situation where it's difficult to get out of. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and try to get this growing process. 1, 2, yeah, that's fine. Get the growing process kind of underway, and then we'll be okay as far as we'll be better off creating lumber when we're growing trees like this. I don't want to remove too much road because right now it's just speeding them up, but we are going to plant grapes around that, so that would be helpful. All right. We're starting to improve already. Since I'm going to end up deleting these two wells, I might go ahead and put a couple more and keep both of these farmers busy. Wait a minute. Let's see. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. And 2. Okay. I will. All right. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and get these going. And part of the problem is, like, if I used up all of the wood, but I had this lumber mill turned on, then he is going to, he being the lumberjack, will carry whatever wood he picks straight to the lumber mill while it's on. Therefore, if I needed lumber for building anything, either if he grabbed it while the lumber mill was processing, it'd be okay, and whatnot. But otherwise, we would just be wood starved. I think it's okay now to just go ahead and turn it on and start making wood. So for the time being, I'm going to go ahead right here and create another tree farm. That way we can just keep these guys busy and keep the wood rolling in. and see what happens. We are running low on money. I was hoping to be able to go ahead and plant a couple of grapes, but we seem to be running out pretty quickly. So that might not happen before we end up having to sell the lumber mill. I've been buying all this other stuff, Wells and Farmers and stuff. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and create some lumber. I might actually fill this up with tin lumber if I can do that without running out of funds. That's probably what I'll do. And then to have the money to plant the grapes, I will actually sell the lumber mill and get $37.5, and then plant enough grapes that that we can get the money rolling that way, and then sell some grapes, get more money, plant more grapes, and da da. So that's the plan, and I'll be back when I get ready to plant some grapes. Okay, we are on our last part of creating lumber. I had to delete some of the trees that I had planted, which is unfortunate because I'm kind of low on funds here. It seems like this is ticking away at a greater pace than what it says that it's charging me. However, we'll assume it's correct, and there's nothing we can do if it's not. All right. We are about to create our 9th piece of lumber. And the thing with these trees popping is we don't want, when he's creating our 10th piece, we don't want this guy to take a piece of wood and put in the woodshed and fill it up. That would be horrible. So what we'll do is, once he takes this piece, he will probably get these two. And even if this one pops before he gets done, as long as he's already processing the piece of lumber, then by the time the wood guy gets back here, lumberjack gets back here and gets back over to here, he should already have the wood in the lumber in the lumber shed or the wood shed. Let's see here. We're just going to have to watch it closely. Now, this is going to be close. If he comes and gets this one next, then we've got to delete it. And if he gets this tree next, we might be able to leave this intact, which would be nice, but that's not happening. He's going to come up and take this, and then we'll delete it. And then we will just have to contend with this piece of tree, I'm pretty sure. And there's nothing I can do about this one popping. So let's hope he can outrun, or let's hope our lumber mill guy can outrun our lumberjack. But for him to go all that distance takes a minute. Worst case scenario, I'll delete the lumberjack before I let him fill up the woodshed. Oh my word, did one just pop right here? I didn't think about these popping because they're slow growing at this point. All right, so oh yeah, he's got it. He's got that made. So after he puts that lumber in the woodshed, then we will be removing him. And if you notice our funds, we cut that very close. What we ended up doing was selling feed 12 times and selling eggs, I believe it was 4 times. Let's see. Yeah, and we've got 24 gas left, and let's plant some grapes. Okay. We want to plant at least 4. And that should be fine. We might actually be able to plant 5, which would be ideal. We are also needing some trees. And I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a 5th grape here. I hope I don't regret that decision. And I'm going to remove this and put a 2nd tree. Farm. Okay. So we've got 12K and our wages are down to 170. So according to my trusty calculator, 12,000 divided by 170 equals 70 minutes. So we could actually, well, there's no need to plant anymore right now because if we grow 2 sets of 5, then that'll be our 10 to 10 that we need to sell. And then once we get that sale done, we will plant 5 more. We can plant 4 over here and oops, right there, and then we'll remove that and plant one there. So that works. I will be back when we sell grapes. Okay, so this is working out pretty well. Our farmers are keeping the grapes up and keeping those trees growing for him. And I've sent off grape sale. So there we go, 28K back. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this well and put some grapes there. And let's see here. Grapes there. Here. Here. And right here. Okay, so now we're going to have 10 grapevines, and therefore the money will roll in much faster. I'm going to pause right here. All right, everything is going good with this. What I'm going to do is go ahead and put a pond over there that I had talked about. Oops, that's the wrong spot. Let me cancel it. And put a pond right here. And let's see. I'll show you what I did. Okay, so what I have done is I just went ahead and put some road around these grapes just to expedite some of this process, and it's working pretty well. Plus, I put a woodshed down here so that our lumberjack doesn't always have to walk from way in the back up. Plus, it puts wood right here by our grapes, which speeds up the process. So this process is going pretty well. What I'm going to do here is, as you can see, we've got 12 more cells, and we have 268,000. So we'll have another at least 280, about 300 more thousand from this amount of sales left to do. So we've got plenty of money to do our build out. When I finish this pond, I'm going to put a water pump here, and I'm going to put a water pump here. I went ahead and marked where I want my 2 pieces of paved road. I'm also going to upgrade those to paved, and I'll come back before I go any further and show you what I'm doing. Okay, guys, I got a little aggressive here trying to get this done before I am out of gasoline. I am pretty low on gas. What I did was I was going to make 3 ponds here and then 3 here, and then everything in the middle would be have 7 passive water, so that I could have 6 trees here. But like I say, I am running lower on gas than I meant to do. So right now, I'm working on making lumber. I got 3 pieces made and then had to stop. So I am going to go ahead. I've got my water pumps set up. I've got my paved road parts set up. What I'm going to do is right here, I am going to put a power plant, and right here, I am going to put a refinery. And then if I can, I'll go ahead and put that other one in. But the refinery and power plant, just these two being in, I can go ahead and start making petroleum. But what I forgot to do was set up a oil pump. I tend to play desert maps a lot and take advantage of the oil seep, so I tend to sometimes forget about the oil pump. Let me see. I am working on my last piece of lumber right now, and then I'm going to shut down the lumber mill, and then I will have a little bit of I'll be able to build up wood a little bit, and I'm going to add some builders also to help me get this built faster. Let's see, 1, 2 over, yeah, that's fine. Oh, all right, now I'm stopping that for right now. And the reason why I want to build this power plant before I build that one is this will power the sawmill or lumber mill, and it will also power both refineries. So let me think. I've got the lumber, the the energy. Now I am going to make a power plant. And this shouldn't take too long with everything being fairly close proximity. All right, so I am also going to make a couple more oil pumps to, yeah, that wouldn't be like the ideal location, but they're far enough away to not affect those trees. Probably I should have gone down this row right here with them, but I hastily built some lumberjack houses. So ideally they would be up here next to the fuel storage. This is sort of an improvised. All right. So we've got one power plant going. We're going to go ahead and activate it, but stop it so that it doesn't utilize our crude oil when we get it. And I want to go ahead and actually I want to create, and the reason why I'm creating this refinery first is so that if I have to make gas with it, it has two water pumps associated with it, one here and one here. So I'm going to cut this pretty close. That's all right. Oh, shoot. Well, I need all of this. Hopefully these guys will hurry up. All right. So what we're going to do is make some petroleum just for the purpose of showing that we can. And then we are going to make gasoline just to show that we can. And then we're going to say, you know what? you have 150,000 and you've already got the paved road. So you would put a power plant here and then a refinery here. I would set this one that has one water pump to make petroleum, and then change this one to gas. But I just want to show you that we can make gas at this point, and so you can take it from there. I just gave you the knowledge if you didn't already have it. Power plant, refinery, and then it's done. But you've got to make now this has passive energy, so it'd be easy to make 5 lumber with this guy. All right, so he's about to make his petroleum. All right, so we can click right here and see when he's done. All right, so he's done there. We're going to stop. You see he's carrying his petroleum over, and we're going to put it to make gasoline. And as soon as he puts that petroleum in the fuel storage, also I would put a fuel storage here so that they don't have far to walk. But it really doesn't matter however you want to do things. There's so much flexibility. But I'm just trying to show that you can do that. I have got it to pretty much end game. Now you can build it out however you want. I would add more grapes, remove some of this stuff, and make ponds at different places. Like what I like to do is, oh, he's going to be a minute. He's got to use this energy to make it. What I like to do is like pick a spot, and this corner is pretty empty. And the thing is, though, your farmer's going to have a long way to run, but luckily we've got a road just about all the way back here. So pick a spot and make a pond, and then put grapes all the way around it, and then go over one, make a pond, and put grapes all the way around it, and just keep going all the way down the row as far as you want to go. Like if we cleared all this out and put it over in this area, we could go down, essentially go down this whole row and then start the next row right beside it. And even if that means doing away with that pond, that'd be okay. Let's see, this would be 1, and then count from that one, 1, 2, that would be 1, 1, 2, this would be 1. So yeah, it's like over this way, 1, 2, 2 close. So I would put a pond here and then delete that one. But I would put the pond here first because it will cost 2 less water to create this pond. So I would create one and then remove that one. And plus these grapes that are not in the way, I would not want to remove those if I was planting grapes. So anyway, that's it. He's carrying the gas over right now. So he made a gas. There's no point in doing that because there is no petroleum. So then you have to stop him and get him to make another petroleum. You can make 2 petroleum because you got 4 crude oil, and then stop it and make the gas. And by the time you get the gas though from here, you could have that power plant built. So that's it for the new Plains start, and I hope this was informative and helpful, and thank you for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.